Ever felt like your customer data is trapped? Like it's locked away in some digital fortress, and you're standing outside, rattling the gates, wondering, how do I just get it out? I mean, you've spent countless hours building your client base, nurturing those relationships, and now you need to access that information, maybe for marketing, maybe for analysis, or maybe just for a good old-fashioned backup. But if you're using Housecall Pro, and you've scratched your head trying to figure out how to export that precious customer list, you're not alone. We've all been there. You're trying to streamline your business, leverage your data, and suddenly you hit a wall. That wall, in this case, is the seemingly simple task of exporting your customer list. You think, surely, it's just a button, right? A simple download? But, like many things in the digital world, it's often a bit more nuanced. Why is this important? Well, let's break it down. Your customer list isn't just a collection of names and numbers. It's the lifeblood of your business. It represents the people you serve, the relationships you've built, and the potential for future growth. Imagine wanting to run a targeted email campaign to announce a new service, or perhaps you want to integrate your customer data with another CRM to get a more holistic view of your business. Or maybe you simply want to have a backup copy just in case. So, let's dive into the practical side of things. How do you actually export your customer list from Housecall Pro? The journey begins, as many things do, with logging into your account. Once you're in, you might naturally look for a big, shiny export button, right? Well, it's not quite that straightforward. Housecall Pro, while powerful, doesn't offer a direct, one-click export of your entire customer list in the way you might expect. Instead, it relies on a combination of filtering and exporting specific datasets, which, when combined, give you the complete picture. The key here is the filter function. This allows you to narrow down your customer list based on various criteria, things like customer type, location, service history, and more. This is crucial because it lets you segment your data, which can be incredibly useful for targeted marketing and analysis. For instance, let's say you want to export a list of all customers who've used your HVAC services in the past year. You'd use the filter to specify the service type and the date range. Then you'd apply the filter and you'd see a refined list of customers. Once you've got your filtered list, you'll need to look for the More or Actions drop-down menu. This is where you'll find the option to export the data. Now, the exact wording might vary slightly depending on updates to the platform, but you're generally looking for something like Export to CSV or Export to Excel. Selecting this option will download a CSV or Excel file containing the data from your filtered list. This file will typically include fields like customer name, address, phone number, email address, and any other relevant information that you've stored in Housecall Pro. Now, here's the catch. You'll need to repeat this process for each segment of your customer list that you want to export. If you want a complete list of all your customers, regardless of service type or location, you might need to export multiple files and then combine them in a spreadsheet program. This might seem tedious, but it's essential for maintaining data integrity. You don't want to accidentally miss any customers or duplicate entries. Using a spreadsheet program like Excel or Google Sheets, you can easily combine the data from multiple CSV files into a single, comprehensive customer list. Now, let's talk about some best practices. When you're exporting your customer list, it's crucial to ensure that you're complying with all relevant data privacy regulations, such as GDPR or CCPA. This means obtaining explicit consent from your customers before using their data for marketing or other purposes. Also, it's a good idea to regularly back up your customer list. Data loss can happen, and having a recent backup can save you a lot of headaches down the line. Consider setting up a recurring schedule for exporting your data, perhaps weekly or monthly, and storing it in a secure location. Another point to keep in mind is data formatting. When you export your customer list, the data might not be in the exact format you need. You might need to clean up the data, remove duplicates, or reformat certain fields. This is where your spreadsheet skills will come in handy. Speaking of formatting, consider using standardized data formats whenever possible. This will make it easier to import your customer list into other systems or use it for various purposes. For example, using a consistent date format or ensuring that all phone numbers are in the same format. Now, I understand that this process might seem a bit convoluted. You might be thinking, Why doesn't Housecall Pro just have a simple export all button? Well, the reasons for this approach are likely multifaceted. It could be due to data security concerns, the complexity of managing large datasets, or simply the way the platform was designed. However, the good news is that Housecall Pro is constantly evolving. They're always adding new features and improving existing ones. So, it's possible that a more streamlined export process will be implemented in the future. In the meantime, if you're struggling with exporting your customer list, don't hesitate to reach out to Housecall Pro's support team. They're a valuable resource, and they can provide you with personalized guidance and assistance. So, to recap, exporting your customer list from Housecall Pro involves filtering your data, exporting specific datasets, and then combining them in a spreadsheet program. While it might require a bit of extra effort, it's a crucial task for managing your business and leveraging your data. Remember, your customer list is a valuable asset. It's the key to understanding your customers, building relationships, and growing your business. By taking the time to export and manage your data effectively, you're investing in the future of your business. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.